Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to October 18th. It is Friday. Good morning, Jeff, and all of you that are with me live. Always exciting. I love Friday morning. Friday morning at 10 o'clock, we go live over on Facebook and YouTube. And super excited that you're here this morning. And if you're watching this in replay, you know what? Just pretend you're with us live. Drop some comments in there. One of the neat things about my technologies, I actually get a chance to interact with each and every person who is with me live. And so feel free to do that. And look at that, Luana. We actually get your comments live today. Luana was commenting live like crazy last week, and I couldn't see them. And so whatever it is, oh, I see. So you're over in YouTube. I think Luana has a setting that does not allow the comments to come through over on Facebook. So Luana, thanks for being with me this morning. So see, this is the kind of technology that we get a chance to interact with anybody that's with us live. But if you're not live and you're watching in replay, please give me all the comments. I respond to each and every comment on every live. And so I'm super excited to be with you this morning. So yeah, I see that, Luana. You are over in YouTube. So remember last week we talked about the power of community. And both Jeff and Luana and all of the people that are with us live generally understand the power of community. I know we talked a little bit about how COVID kind of caused us to retreat a little bit and to become more introspective, and we weren't around a lot of people for obvious reasons. And then when the restrictions are lifted and we were able to get out in the community, we were still a little apprehensive. But community is so powerful because we are like the people that we hang around with most. It's been said we're like the 5 people that we hang around with the most. So if you look around with the 5 people that are with you right now and go, ooh, these are the people that are influencing my everyday life and everyday decisions. So you want to be careful about the people that you surround yourself with. You want people that lift you up, right? Nobody wants people that are going to drag you down and criticize you and be critical of the things and decisions and things like that. You know, we want people that lift us up and inspire us and encourage us to be the better version of ourselves. So that's what last week was all about, is the power of community, and it ties in really well. So this is a 12-week series I'm doing. We're in week number 9. And we're going to talk about goal setting today. And you know what? The power of community as it relates to goal setting is critical, especially to have an accountability buddy or somebody that you share your goals with and that will hold you accountable to doing the actions that are going to be required. So again, that's what our topic is today, is how to set great goals and achieve long-term results. Because, you know, and I'm just going to bring this to health a little bit this morning. As many of you know, I'm a certified health coach, and we're almost working on 18 years now. I got introduced to a health and wellness program, which I'm really excited about. And I became a client and a coach back in July of 2007. And I started down this path to improve my own health. So that was my goal, was at that time really was just simply to lose 50 pounds. I was overweight. I didn't feel good. You know, I was struggling a little bit in my own personal life, relationships. My kids were growing up. They were getting ready to leave the house. And there was a lot of anxiety that went around that. And I just knew that I needed to do something different. And so I got started on a health and wellness program. I dropped 85 pounds in 19 weeks, 19 and a half weeks, technically. You know, that decision to focus on health changed my life. And the last 18 years have been absolutely incredible. I'm 66 years old. I'm in better shape now in my 60s than I was in my 40s, actually 30s and 40s for that matter. And I feel absolutely great going into the later part of my years. You know, I don't know, how many out there with me live are, I don't know, 50 years of age or older? Drop in the comments how old you are if you want to share. And I know many of you that are with me live this morning have gone through your own transformation. I know, Luana, I think you've lost over 80 pounds. Jeff, I don't know how much you've lost, but it's been an incredible amount. And the connection to community and having a coach and having somebody to come alongside you is critical, because that helps you stay focused on your goals. And you know what? It's not about dieting. It's about developing lifelong habits. So, yep. So Jeff, says that he is 67 years old. So Jeff, you're a year older. You look younger than I do, dude. So Jeff is 67, and so Luana is the big 60. Pete Tesley is with us this morning. Hey, Pete, thanks for being here. Pete's 62. Okay, so I'm speaking to my people, right? So we're all kind of in that age group. Most of the people that are listening this morning live are in that age group that says, hey, we want to do something a little different. We do want to be healthier, and it's so critical going into the later part of our years. I know many of my clients that get started on my health and wellness plan have diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Maybe they have some knee and joint issues, arthritis. This is not uncommon for people that are in our 50s and 60s, folks. And if you can drop some of that weight, get that weight off, and develop some accountability, and set some really good goals, and then stick to the action steps. So that's what we're gonna get into some nuts and bolts today, and hopefully by the time we walk away today, you're gonna have some really great things that you can put into practical application. The whole message that we've been doing over the last 12 weeks is becoming a better version of yourself. And because I'm a health coach, I do focus on these kind of the cycle of health. So we've been talking a little bit about weight management. We talked about improving eating habits and hydration, drinking more water. We need to do that. Becoming more physically active, getting a good night's sleep. Wow, that was a powerful episode. If you haven't listened to that one, go back. That's a couple of episodes ago. We talked about the power of sleep and how critical that is. Having a healthy mindset is really, really important. A positive outlook. You have hope and a plan. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And then improving your surroundings, both the surroundings of the people that you associate with, the community that you connect to, and even kind of safety and security around your home and your workplace. So, these are the things that I think if we focus on these 6 macro habits of health, over time, you're going to become the better version of yourself. So Jeff is just indicating in the chat that he was on our plan for over 11 months. And Jeff, you look absolutely great. So we're going to talk a little bit about goal setting, as I mentioned, and goal setting. There's not a lot new in the research around goals, setting goals. But we're going to talk a little bit about setting goals, but then really focusing on getting the results that you're looking for. So when I think about goals, and I think if you just, Google or go to ChatGPT and say, tell me all you have on the research on setting great goals, they're going to come back to this SMART goals. And many of you, maybe if you've been in business, you've heard about these SMART goals, and we're going to talk about them a little bit because I think it's so important, and it's a great way to remember how to set a good goal is make it a SMART goal. And so we're going to break that down. So this is really an acronym. S stands for specific. So you want to make sure that you're setting a specific goal of what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? So it's got to be specific. So if you say something like, man, I wish that I could do this, or I hope that I'll be able to do that, and man, it would be great if this would be, that's not specific, right? So we're going to get into the details of what a specific goal is, but obviously it's something that you actually want to accomplish. M is for measurable, and so can you track your progress? And that's really important. And we're going to give you some tools that you can utilize to track your progress in any goal, whether it be health, whether it be finances, whether it be relationships or business. A goal is a goal, right? So it doesn't always have to be, I want to lose 50 pounds. But can you measure the goal? Is it attainable? Okay. Sometimes we set goals, I want to be a billionaire. Now, it's certainly possible, but highly unlikely that that's going to happen in the short term. And so sometimes we set goals that are hugely unattainable, and then we get frustrated when we don't meet that goal, and then guess what? We kind of give up on ourselves. So we want to make sure that a goal is attainable. R is relevant, and I love this one because is it relevant to your life right now? So in the case of somebody wanting to lose weight and get healthy, that's really relevant, right? Because it's relevant to improving your health. In fact, if you begin today drinking more water, getting a good night's sleep, and eating better, I'll bet within the next 2 to 3 days, you're actually going to already feel better and you're going to be moving in the direction of being healthier. So having a goal that's relevant is key. And then, is it timely? And in some of my business teachings, many of you know I was a vice president with a food distribution company, and we talked a lot about SMART goals in our sales approach and working with employees. And a lot of it was, not only is it timely, but is it bound by time, right? So I want to accomplish this goal by October 31st. That's time bound. Timely is, do I want to do something, 5 years from now, I want to accomplish that goal. It's time bound because it's tied to 5 years from now. So SMART goals are really easy to remember. And I would just encourage you, if you haven't become familiar with SMART goals, and I want you to be thinking about a goal that you can work on, because I'm going to ask you to do some homework at the end here to focus on something that you can improve on. And so let's go back to SMART goals, but I want to set an example. So an example of a SMART goal is I will walk for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for the next month. All right, so let's think about that. So is that a SMART goal? So it's specific. I want to walk 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week for the next month. That's very specific. Is it measurable? Yep, you can measure time, which is 30 minutes a day. You can keep track of how many days you did it over the next month, so it's measurable. It's attainable. Yeah, super doable to just, get outside, put your tennis shoes on, and go for a nice walk. Right now it's cold this morning. I turned the heater on right before I went live. And so make sure that you bundle up when you go on that walk. So it's attainable. Is it relevant? Yeah, it's probably pretty relevant to your goals, to improving your health, mobility, clear your mind, get out and get some fresh air. So that's definitely relevant. And is it timely? When do you want to do it? So you've already said over the next month, 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day. So that is definitely a SMART goal. Think of maybe a SMART goal that you can drop in the comments or chat this morning that you actually would like to work on. So maybe even think about that while we're talking this morning and actually set a goal that is a specific SMART goal. So now a couple of weeks ago, we were talking, I don't know, about finances, or we were talking about, setting some structure to a goal. And now that we're getting into goal setting, I thought I'd bring this back. This is a really great way. And in fact, if you put in the chat or comments that you would like a blank version of this form, you put that in there, and I'll make sure that before the end of the day is out that you get a copy of this, what I'll call structural tension chart. And it's really easy to remember, because at the very top is your goal, or what you'd like the outcome to be, because there's two types of goals. There's an outcome goal, and then there's a process goal. So outcome goals are generally what it is you're looking to create, okay? So I think in this example, we were talking about finances. So I want to eliminate the worry to be able to pay my bills, have no debt, have the money to set aside for emergencies, vacations, retirement, and create happy memories with my family. So that was a desired outcome. Pretty good goal, quite frankly. At the very bottom, it's talking about current reality. All right, so that's where I am right now in relationship to where I want to be. So right now, maybe struggling financially, $20,000 in credit card debt, struggling to pay my bills, afraid I might lose my home, affecting my marriage and my health. So again, this might be the current reality for some as you're thinking about improving your overall financial health. And so again, you have to be very real and very vulnerable with your current reality, because you want to make sure that you know exactly where you're starting from. And then a process goal are the action steps that you're going to commit to over time to move you to your desired outcome. So in this example, we were talking about creating a family budget. That's a great place to start. So I'm going to create a family budget, and we left the date blank, but in a SMART goal, remember, we need it to be time bound. So maybe we say we're going to create a family budget by the end of the weekend. Okay. So you're going to put a date as, whatever Sunday's date is. you're going to begin looking for a second income, another way to earn income. I think multiple streams of income are great. It's one of the reasons why I became a coach. And quite frankly, I was a vice president for a food distribution company, but man, it was even a struggle back then to make ends meet with 3 kids in private school and all the things that I had going financially. And so having an additional income stream was great. So again, looking for a second income, and hopefully in the next 30 days, actually be in motion with another source of income. Let's see, cut out unnecessary expenses. That means get things a little tighter. Open up a savings account so you can begin putting money aside. Get buy-in from your family. Budget without having the family involved probably is not going to be very realistic or going to be accomplished, because if the family doesn't know where we're going, then they're going to outspend you. Okay, I'll just from experience. Pay off your smallest credit card first. Take a Dave Ramsey course. Meet with a financial planner. These are all things that you might want to accomplish if reaching your goal is. So a process goal is being committed to the process, doing the budget, getting that second job, opening up that savings account, actually doing that work. And so that might be a goal. And I love process goals because you can usually accomplish those within the next 30 to 60 days. You know, the big overall goal might take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years, whatever that goal might be. So having a plan in place so that you can do that is really cool. So I love it. So I'm gonna bring on Denise's comments. So Denise is in the other room, right down the hallway here. So I asked you all if you would create a SMART goal. And so Denise put in here, I want to lose 10 pounds by December 31st. So let's think about it. It's specific. It's measurable. Okay, certainly the scale will tell you whether or not we've lost those 10 pounds. Is it attainable? Yeah, it's for sure attainable. Is it relatable to her overall goal? Yeah, to improve in her health. And is it time bound? Yes, by December 31st. So Denise, you get a gold star for accomplishing your SMART goal task. And hey, I love it when we're interactive like that. So a couple of other things as it relates to goals. And by the way, be interactive in the chat and comments. I love that because that means we get to communicate. So make sure that you do that. And if you're listening to this in replay, again, I respond to every comment. So make sure that you do that. So the next step in really attaining goals is to track your progress. And there are some really great apps out there for you to be able to journal. In fact, many of you might be really great at spreadsheets and checklists. There's lots of those out there. You can actually create those from scratch. I love just a blank journal, which makes it really easy. Oh, there's my journal. You know, I got a journal right here on my desk that I keep my notes in and be able to track my progress. You can do it online. There's some apps as well. There's, certainly with Optavia, which is my coaching company. We have an Optavia app where you can actually track your weight and your water and your meals. You can track your progress in there. That's great. There's also some terrific recipes in there. So if you don't even need this app from that perspective, download the app, Optavia app on Android and Apple. There's some great recipes in there. Okay, I got sidetracked. Other tracking apps might be the Habit Tracker. Streaks was one. So by the way, in order for something to become a habit, it takes about 66 days in a row to create a new habit or to replace a bad habit. And Streaks will help you keep track of the days that you have been consistent. My Fitness Pal is another great app. There's another one called Grit. There's Day One Journal. There's Fitbit. There's just tons of tracking apps out there. I would just encourage you to find one that suits the goal that you're trying to accomplish. So if you're working on financial goals, there's probably a financial tracking app. If you're looking on health goals, then My Fitness Pal or the Optavia app or some of those might be really great. But in addition to tracking results, I think it's really important to celebrate each and every milestone that you've accomplished, big or small. Sometimes when we set a big goal, and that's going to take a little while, we don't get to celebrate that very much. But you know what? When we celebrate the process goal, like, okay, I did the family budget, celebrate with a nice family dinner and say, man, it feels really good to get that budget done, right? Or maybe you reward yourself with something down the road. But having a fun way to reward yourself, it could be time with your family. It doesn't have to be financial. It could be down the road that said, hey, if I set aside, $3,000 or $4,000 in my savings account, we're going to go on a little mini trip. So we don't use up all of that fun, but we go have a little bit of fun. So, I think sometimes when we set goals, we just think that's no fun. But you should have fun. Make a really good reward. Reward yourself for doing that, because that reward is proof that you're moving forward. And so I just think it's really, really important to track your results and then reward yourself along the way for having accomplished that goal. So let's put this into practice as we kind of wrap things up today. And hang tight. Before you leave, I've got a couple of things I wanted to share at the very end, so don't break away quite so quick. And that is, let me go through this. So is this a SMART goal? I want to make sure that we have this down. I will drink 8 glasses of water a day for the next 2 weeks to improve hydration. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to our goals, and it is time-bound. Okay, so the time-bound was for the next 2 weeks. Now, I think by the time you get done with 2 weeks of actually drinking 8-ounce glasses of water, you probably have created a new routine and a new habit, and you should do that ongoing to improve your overall health. So I love it. So Luana put in here, I want to prepare for my bulk PU on October 31st, trash haul away starting today. Okay, so she's got something she's working on, and then she's setting another process goal of trash haul away starting today. I love that, Luana. So again, think about these SMART goals and how you can put these into play or into action. So here's this week's homework. So those of you that have been with me for the last 9 weeks, we always have homework. Because if we just listen to a podcast and we just listen to somebody speak, that's great information. We go about our day and we don't really implement any of these things. So I want you to really take this to heart. Goal setting is really important. So this week's homework is to set one SMART goal that you would like to accomplish in the next 30 days. So Denise has one. Looks like Luana's got one. I know, Jeff, you've got a SMART goal that you're working on. Feel free, even after the live today, to drop that in the comments so other people can see what it is you're working on. So that's number one. Create a SMART goal that you want to work on over the next 30 days and identify a start date on how you want to plan and track your progress. So it could be buying a journal. It could be working on creating a spreadsheet. I know Luana's a tech person. So, and then on top of that, you might download one of these apps that support both journaling online through your smartphone or an app that you're going to track progress, whether it be health or financial. So again, set a SMART goal and then identify how you're planning on tracking it. Because if we don't track it, we're probably not going to accomplish it. So here's just a couple of final things in wrapping up today. And again, thank you guys for all being with me live. That's awesome. Luana, I know you've asked for the blank sheet on structural tension, setting a goal. I'll get that sheet to you very, very quickly. So again, if you want that, drop that in the comments in the chat and I'll make sure that you get that. But the real power in all of this that we're talking about is in the action. So the goal setting is important, setting a goal and doing the tracking is important, but unless you're in action, the result probably won't be accomplished in the way that you want it to be accomplished. So if you set a goal and you don't do anything towards that goal, then guess where you're going to be in 30 days, 60 days, a year? You're going to be in the same place. That's not my goal. My goal is to help you become a better version of yourself and to move to the next degree. Because what's great about goals is once you accomplish your goal, you set a new goal and constantly work to improve and become a better version of yourself. And that's exactly what my weekly focus is all about, is helping you become the best version of yourself. All right, I got some exciting news. All right. So coming up, starting this coming Monday, we're kicking off a 10-day fat burning blitz. So for many of you that are focusing on health, that may be listening and maybe inspired by my story this morning, we have this amazing 10-day focus called the Fat Burn Blitz, where over the next 10 days, starting October 21st, as you begin working in our program and system, you're going to focus on improving your health for 10 days. And again, after you get 10 days of fat burn under your belt, you're probably going to want to continue. So what I love about this is a shorter goal. So it's a shorter commitment, right? You're going to see some results right away. Most of my clients within the first few days already begin seeing some results. There's a high degree of coaching. So we're going to work with you one-on-one during the 10-day Fat Burn Blitz. But we also have an amazing Fat Burn Blitz Facebook group with over 3,000 people in it. And they're sharing stories and sharing recipes and encouraging each other. That's that community piece that's so important. But over the 10-day period, it's $199 for your meal plan. So this is completely free. But there is a meal plan that in order to participate in this Fat Burn Blitz, you need to be following. So many of my clients are already equipped with their fuelings and equipped with their lean and green meals ready to go. For those of you that are maybe new to this and wanting to get started for 10 days, it's $199. You're going to get enough of what we call our protein, our powdered fuelings, and 2 whey protein tubs. So it's going to give you everything you need to be eating every 2 to 3 hours, the right balance of protein and carbohydrates to keep your body burning fat, plus the lean and green meal, which is so critical, lean protein and non-starchy vegetables, so you can begin creating habits on your own that will last a lifetime. And over the next 10 days, you're going to be amazed at the results. So I would encourage, if you'd like to participate in our 10-day Fat Burn Blitz, feel free to drop me a comment, drop me a message privately if you want, or just pick up the phone and call me if you have my number, and give me a call, and we'll make sure that you get ready. So we're doing these 10-day Fat Burn Blitzes every 2 weeks through the end of the year. So the next one starts on the 21st, and then the next one will start 14 days later. So if you miss this one, we can catch you on the next graph. But you know what? It's really, really fun to do this time of the year. Many of us maybe put on a few pounds a little bit over the summer, and we're anticipating the holidays coming up. And did you know the average person between Halloween and the end of the year gains 8 pounds? And so I would love it if we could create some new habits over the next 10 days in our Fat Burn Blitz, and then beyond, developing these habits so that going into the new year, you're at a better version than you are today, and that you don't gain those 8 pounds. So that's kind of my goal. So wow, this has been action-packed. We've had lots of information about goal setting, about community, about improving every aspect of life, whether it be financial or health, relationships. I always love the interaction that we're having today. Thank you so much for being a part of my live. Again, remember to set some great goals, put in a SMART goal in place, find a great way to track it, and make sure that you put down there that you're going to join me again next Friday at 10 o'clock for another weekly focus. So with that, you guys go out and have an amazing weekend. Stay warm, and we'll see you next week.